The immortality of Alexander the Great's empire. Though Alexander the Great's empire fragmented soon after his death in 323 BCE, the cultural, political, and intellectual legacy he left behind has endured through centuries. His ambition to unite East and West, blending the cultures of Greece, Persia, Egypt, and India, shaped an era of profound transformation that became known as the Hellenistic Age. This cultural fusion, coupled with the institutions he established, the cities he founded, and the ideals he spread, ensured that Alexander's influence would extend far beyond his life, making his empire truly immortal. Chapter 1: The Vision of a Unified World. Alexander's dream was not merely to conquer lands, but to create a unified world where diverse cultures could coexist. He believed in bridging the gap between East and West, integrating Greek culture with those of the regions he conquered. This vision was revolutionary for his time, as it went beyond the conventional conquest and domination models. By adopting local customs, marrying a Persian princess, and encouraging his generals to marry local women, Alexander actively fostered the exchange of traditions, languages, and ideas. Alexander's vision of unity laid the groundwork for a cosmopolitan empire that respected diversity and fostered cultural synthesis. Although his generals divided his empire upon his death, the regions he conquered retained the Hellenistic cultural blend he initiated. This new fusion of cultures became the defining characteristic of the Hellenistic period, a time when East and West intermingled in a way that fundamentally changed the development of art, philosophy, science, and governance. Chapter 2: Alexandria and the Hellenistic Cities. One of Alexander's most enduring contributions was the founding of cities throughout his empire, the most famous of which was Alexandria in Egypt. These cities were strategically placed along trade routes and designed to be hubs of commerce, learning, and cultural exchange. Alexandria, in particular, became a beacon of knowledge and intellectual pursuit. Home to the Great Library and the Museum, Alexandria attracted scholars, artists, philosophers, and scientists from across the world. These cities embodied Alexander's ideals, functioning as melting pots where Greek, Egyptian, Persian, and Indian scholars and artists could collaborate and innovate. The influence of Hellenistic cities spread far and wide, creating interconnected centers that stimulated the exchange of ideas and technology. Alexandria's legacy as a city of learning endured for centuries, and it became a model for cities in the Roman Empire and beyond. These Hellenistic cities helped preserve and spread Alexander's vision, ensuring that his ideals would be passed down through generations. Chapter 3: The Spread of Hellenistic Culture. With Greek as the common language across Alexander's empire, a shared culture emerged, facilitating communication and intellectual exchange among people of diverse backgrounds. The spread of Greek culture, or Hellenization, introduced Greek philosophy, science, literature, and art to a vast new audience. This common language and culture unified Alexander's territories and provided a foundation for lasting influence. The Greek ideas that spread included philosophical schools like Stoicism and Epicureanism, which addressed questions of ethics, resilience, and personal happiness. These schools resonated with people across different cultures, offering practical guidance in a changing world. Greek art, with its emphasis on realism and expression, influenced local artistic traditions, blending with Persian and Egyptian styles to create a unique Hellenistic aesthetic. This cultural integration led to a shared sense of identity among Alexander's former subjects, one that persisted long after his empire dissolved. Chapter 4: Scientific and Intellectual Advancements. The Hellenistic Age, sparked by Alexander's conquests, was a period of unparalleled intellectual advancement. The blending of Greek, Egyptian, Persian, and Indian knowledge led to innovations in fields such as astronomy, mathematics, medicine, and philosophy. Alexandria's Great Library and Museum were centers of research where scholars gathered to explore questions about the universe, the human body, and the nature of existence. Pioneers like Euclid, the father of geometry, worked in Alexandria, creating foundational mathematical principles that are still used today. Eratosthenes calculated the circumference of the Earth with remarkable accuracy, while Hipparchus made groundbreaking contributions to astronomy. In medicine, Herophilus and Erasistratus advanced the study of human anatomy through dissection, establishing knowledge that would influence medical science for centuries. These intellectual achievements were possible because of the cultural diversity and openness that Alexander promoted. His empire connected scholars and scientists from different traditions, allowing them to learn from one another and make discoveries that would shape the future of science and philosophy. This blending of knowledge became one of Alexander's most enduring legacies, with Hellenistic advancements laying the groundwork for later scientific achievements during the Roman Empire and the Islamic Golden Age. Chapter 5: Political Influence and the Concept of Kingship. Alexander's model of kingship influenced not only his immediate successors but also rulers throughout history. He saw himself not only as a Greek king but as a ruler of a vast, multicultural empire, one who sought to integrate the customs and institutions of his diverse subjects. By adopting elements of Persian kingship, such as royal attire and court ceremonies, he created a new model of an inclusive monarch who could rule over a range of ethnic groups and traditions. This concept of a king who transcended cultural boundaries and ruled through respect as well as authority became a template for later rulers, particularly in the Roman Empire. The idea of a cosmopolitan ruler who united diverse territories influenced Roman emperors like Augustus, who looked to Alexander as a model of both conquest and governance. This legacy of inclusivity and respect for local customs shaped future empires, from Rome to Byzantium to the Mongol Empire. Chapter 6: Religion and Cultural Fusion. Alexander's empire created a fertile ground for religious fusion, as Greek gods merged with local deities to form syncretic religious practices that appealed to a broad range of people. For example, the god Serapis combined aspects of Greek and Egyptian gods, symbolizing the union of two cultures under one deity. In Egypt, Alexander was identified with the god Ammonius, reinforcing his image as a divine ruler. The god Zeus Ammon, a blend of Greek and Egyptian elements, became a prominent figure in Hellenistic worship. These religious exchanges continued under Alexander's successors, laying the foundation for future spiritual movements, including the spread of mystery religions and, eventually, early Christianity. Alexander's openness to other cultures' beliefs helped create a shared spiritual landscape that encouraged tolerance and integration. This blending of religious traditions helped foster a sense of unity and common identity among Alexander's former subjects, bridging the gap between East and West in a way that would have lasting implications for religious thought. Chapter 7: The Lasting Impact on Rome and the Western World. Alexander's legacy profoundly influenced the Roman Empire, which inherited much of the Hellenistic cultural and intellectual tradition. Roman leaders admired Alexander's ambition and tactical genius, viewing him as a model of effective rule and military prowess. Roman generals studied his campaigns, and Roman architects, artists, and philosophers drew inspiration from the Hellenistic cities and ideas that Alexander had spread. The Romans continued the work of Hellenization, spreading Greek culture throughout the Mediterranean and furthering Alexander's legacy of cultural fusion. The Roman Empire became a direct inheritor of Alexander's vision, integrating diverse cultures and creating a cosmopolitan world bound by shared ideas, language, and religion. The influence of Alexander's empire on Rome helped preserve Hellenistic knowledge and culture, ensuring that it would shape the foundations of Western civilization. Chapter 8: The Influence on the Islamic Golden Age and Beyond. Alexander's legacy extended beyond Rome, reaching into the Islamic Golden Age, when scholars in the Abbasid Caliphate studied and expanded upon Hellenistic knowledge. Greek texts on philosophy, medicine, mathematics, and science were translated into Arabic, preserved, and further developed by scholars in cities like Baghdad and Cordoba. This preservation of Hellenistic thought was crucial to the intellectual revival in medieval Europe and the later Renaissance, which drew heavily on Hellenistic ideas. In addition, legends about Alexander persisted in the Islamic world, where he was known as Iskandar, and became a figure of wisdom and heroism in Persian and Arabic literature. The romance of Alexander's conquests and his vision of a united world resonated across cultures, and his influence was woven into the myths and folklore of many civilizations, further cementing his legacy as an immortal figure. Epilogue: The immortality of Alexander's empire. Although Alexander's empire did not survive intact, the legacy of his conquests lives on in the cultural, intellectual, and political traditions he established. His vision of a united world, where East and West could coexist and learn from one another, transformed the ancient world and laid the foundation for the interconnected civilizations that would follow. Through the cities he founded, the knowledge he inspired, and the ideas he spread, Alexander's influence endured long after his death. Alexander's empire may have fragmented, but its impact remained, creating a Hellenistic world that fostered innovation, tolerance, and cultural exchange. His ambition, his adaptability, and his openness to diverse cultures ensured that his legacy would transcend his lifetime. The immortality of Alexander's empire is reflected not in physical borders but in the enduring ideas, knowledge, and aspirations he inspired. Through his vision of unity and the cultural synthesis he initiated, Alexander the Great's empire became an eternal part of human his.